Commissioners, I was just told I was on mute. I'm gonna have to repeat all that.
I was wondering.
Jesus, technology, I'll tell you. All right, establishment of the quorum. The time was 6 p.m. We do have Commissioner Diaz, Commissioner Butler, Commissioner Santana, and Commissioner Barnes. Mr. Avalos said he was going to be 30 minutes late. Item number 3, public comment. Must notify the board of speaking on certain agenda items for 5 minutes tops. Public can comment by calling 915-213-3008. PIN code is 146078705 #. That's 915-213-3008 with a PIN code of 146078705 #. I don't believe anybody's called. They can't call, and we will let them into the meeting via phone. Consent agenda, discuss and approve the minutes of the special meeting held August 26, 2020. Do I have a motion, Commissioners?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes. Commissioner Barnes? Aye. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, aye.
Motion carried.
Aye.
Item number 5, discuss and take action on financial report. Commissioners, any, well, it was already consent agenda, so item number 5 is also motion carries. Item number 6, discuss report by Chief Esparza. Any questions, Commissioners? It is in Dropbox. Anything you want to discuss out of that report?
No, sir.
Can you go over it, Chief?
Sure. On the report, I do that our FRO renewal was submitted on time. However, the state now wants a payment for it, as we now have paid employees, which we've had for several years, but they barely caught it. So we had to resubmit, and we're trying to figure out how to pay for it because they want $70, and they're not making it easy for us to pay the $70. They did extend us till November so that we can make payment.
How much is the payment?
$70. So it's nothing. I'm sorry?
Per employee or total?
No, just a total.
Oh.
But they denied it just because they didn't receive the most important part of the packet, which was the $70, which is nothing that would have hindered us from doing it, except we've never done it in the past, and now they're saying that we have to pay, which is fine, except they're not making it easy for us to pay, so we're gonna have to cut a check. So yeah, they extended us, I got notified today till November.
So it's $70 a year.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
no, for the 4-year renewal.
4-year renewal.
Yeah. Credit cards, Commissioners, as I stated before, I have ordered credit cards for all the chiefs and some of the staff. The process for the individual to be able to start merge everybody into the district as per our accountants. Also, I have also looked into the chiefs will be submitting receipts. Right now, we're thinking as per our accountants that they can take a picture and email the receipt. They will have to hold on to that receipt. But as long as they're emailing, that's the way that they submit. That way they don't have to create a packet. Yeah, I want to make it as easy as least encompassing for them as possible, if there's any expenditures. Okay. We have already distributed all the fuel cards. They're all into one account now. We are currently picking up all fuel cards. As I went through this process, I also was told by our banker that now that we have this, our options are way better than what we used to have. So in the next month or two, we will be discussing if we want to switch credit cards into something else that's more beneficial to the district, which I will totally agree with that if it's beneficial to the district. But I asked him why we were never offered this before, and he stated because we didn't have the purchasing potential based on how we were doing business. But now that we've merged everybody into one, it opens everything to a whole different potential, which is great for us. Under purchasing, we will be creating accounts for the chief to be able to order medical supplies. I did talk to Chief Treviso of how we were going to encompass this because he's always mentioned that we should have one account with the supplies already detailed as to what we're all going to match because everybody in the district is kind of different. And we are going to get that together. All janitorial supplies will be ordered by the district and drop shipped to the stations via delivery service or via the logistics department. The purchasing department will also be sending out questionnaire to the chiefs so that we can agree on a standard uniform. I think we've already discussed that. We are already in agreement with the bunker gear. Now we're going to do the full uniform so that we can maximize the purchasing potential that we have and get a better price on uniforms. Their logos and their design will still be theirs the same way, except we will all be wearing the same T-shirt, the same pant, the same boots, and kind of gives us a better buying potential. The new pumper, we just got back from doing the final inspection on the new pumper. It did have a lot of minor blemishes and repairs that they have to do. That's part of the reason why we do a final inspection. We did go to the factory. It will be delivered, I believe, the first week of October. That's what they're telling us. They're currently working on all the returns on the blemishes that we wrote up. It looks pretty good. I did post it on our Facebook page, so it should be here the first week of October. The maintenance shop will be putting that truck together. When it arrives at West Valley, it should be ready to go in service.
Nice.
Emergency reporting. I am proud to say, and I do believe I sent all of you an email, that we are all caught up on emergency reporting. All departments are at 100% at this time. Again, the only one that we don't have a way to print out the sheet is West Valley, but that's okay. We will deal with that later. Other than that, everybody's at 100%. COVID-19.
Great job on that.
I gotta say, let me give props to Cecilia, Rosie, and Angie, and Chief Salcedo, everybody and Chief Treviso. He worked hard along with his assistant chief and all his volunteers to catch this up. We did it in 5 days flat with a lot of extra hours, but we were able to manage it and make it happen. And now they're keeping up with it. He did send me a thank you for the help that he did receive, and he did tell me that he wasn't gonna let this happen again. So I hope it doesn't. But as of right now, we are receiving notifications of everybody's doing their downloads. So looking good. All right. The grant with the city, I have submitted the report to the city as what they have requested for the rehab vehicle. It did show Sanelli without any calls entered. I will be requesting another report from the State Fire Marshal's office to have the new report show all the calls that we entered. So they should be coming up in the next couple of weeks. They do send me an email now that say they received all the data and they have to download it into their system. So we're looking good there. Also on the grant, the city of El Paso sent over the grant agreement. Our legal is currently reviewing it. I think he just replied back to them that it looks good. So it should be on the next agenda for us to have it approved by you all to continue. 2020 fiscal year special projects. My staff has been working very hard to make sure that we post all the bids online and that we are able to get a head start on the special project instead of waiting till October, and then we wouldn't issue any contracts for the special projects till November or December. We jumped on it now. We're going to open some up today. So we should be ahead of the ball game for all departments. We don't want to procrastinate on any of this. We want to get it done as soon as possible. Emails and website. I have transferred all emails to our local vendor. We're getting a little bit better service. I was informed yesterday that some of Mariana's emails are going to her spam. So obviously for some reason or another, their service is catching some stuff that it's questionable. So we're going to look into that. But other than that, I think we're doing good. We'll also be transferring to a new website because they're the one we currently had at GoDaddy. It was an obsolete platform. They didn't want to update it, so we're going to transfer to a new platform and have better access here locally instead of having to wait an hour for somebody to answer now out of Phoenix. Any questions, commissioners?
No, sir.
Hey,
Information.
Roger,
Yes, sir.
I got one question. I think it falls under this number 6 here regarding the payment of the 25K with the 15,000 already prepaid, and when those agencies, Firehouse number 1, whatever, meets all the training requirements, when is the additional 10,000 paid out? Is that at the end of the year or upon completion of training?
It's on the agenda as of today, Commissioner.
It's on where?
It's on the agenda. It will be agenda item number 9.
I'll just wait. I can wait.
Any other questions?
Sorry, guys. Thanks.
Negative.
Item number 7, discuss communications report by Elba Ramos. I don't see that she called in, so I will read it unless you all have any questions on it, or do you want me to read it? Go over all the information. Clint Fire Department had 1 alarm, 6 assistants, 6 brush fires, 3 car fires, 4 leaks, 42 medical calls, 8 MVAs, for a total of 70. I'm just going to go down the totals at the end. Fabens had a total of 141 calls. Montana Vista had a total of 117. San Elizario had a total of 134 calls. Socorro had a total of 210, and West Valley a total of 148. The fire marshals conducted 17 inspections. That's not including that we're helping set up for all the COVID testing. So we're still trying to keep up with the required inspections, in addition to making sure that all our COVID locations are happening. Also, no response, not available. Clint had 24 no response and 1 not available. Fabens had 16 no response and 0 not available. Montana Vista had 0 no responses with 0 not available. San Elizario had 8 no responses with 3 not available. Socorro had 6 no responses with 3 not available. West Valley had 0 no responses with 1 not available, for a total of 54 no responses with 8 not available.
Wow, those are good numbers, don't you think, Chief?
It's been a tremendous change from when you all started. If you remember that, it's
Big
getting
time.
a lot better. The departments are seeing the difference, so they are really trying, and I gotta give them props for that.
Congratulations to everybody. Chief.
Congratulations to Socorro. What a difference.
They're really trying. All right. That's for informational purposes only. Item number 7. Item number 8, discuss and take action on the bids for bids 2020-1001-1 through 2020-1001-21. Commissioners, do I have permission to open these bids so that we can read up the numbers?
Yes, sir.
And most of these, if they're by 775, they must be sealed if they're over a certain amount. So we have bid 2021-1001 submitted. And that's from Master Team for a bid amount of $58,000. Hey, Commissioners, you do have all the bids on your Dropbox if you choose to look at them and read all the information that was posted. This is for the concrete pad at West Valley. This is for bid 2020-1001-12. Also from Master Team to remodel the 4 bathrooms here at the district office for $31,000 even. This is for bid 2020-1001-13. This is also from Master Teams. This is for the Clint Fire Department new remodel, demolition and remodel of the fire station. They're quoting to demolish and put a new station there for $439,800. Commissioners, just so you all know, this was posted on our website and it was sent out to every vendor we've done business with. So they had opportunity to bid on these projects. This is another one from Master Teams, Clint Fire Department, FM 708, FM 1110. This is for the roof at Clint. They're quoting $48,800.
Chief, I'm going to interrupt you really quickly. Are we going to take action on these bids right now?
No, Commissioner, what you're gonna do is I have to read them out loud and then you'll have to give myself and my staff permission to review all of them to see who met the requirements. And then at the next meeting, or we can have a special meeting just so that we can present to you which ones met the requirements.
Okay, good. Thanks.
This one's for the Clint Fire Department at 708 FM 1110 to put 2 vinyl windows on the front of it. They're quoting from Master Team for $7,400. This is bid 2020-1001-16. Also from Master Teams, this is for the Fabens Fire Department. This is for the roof at the Fabens location. They're quoting $47,000 even. This is also Master Teams. This is for the project at the Socorro Fire Department, building installation for the Socorro Fire Department. They're bidding a total of $82,000 to insulate the station.
Not bad.
Bid number 2020-1001-20. Sorry, Commissioners, I couldn't open these ahead of time because we have to open them and read them to you as in front of the public. This is for also Master Teams for the Fabens Fire Department, removing existing 90-pound roller roofing, install a 1.5 foam with dense decked entire. They're quoting $21,000 for this roof. And then I have bid number 2020-1001-18. This is from J&E Sanchez and Painting LLC, 11440 North Loop, to do the epoxy, prep and epoxy of the interior concrete floors in the truck base. They're coming in at $18,500. This is bid number 2020-1001-2. This is from company Southern Air. For air conditioner systems at West Valley Fire Department. They're quoting for the units that need to be replaced, 2 Train 5-ton package units, gas electric rooftop unit, and 1 3-ton package gas electric rooftop unit for a total of $24,025. Southern Air for West Valley Fire Department, station number 2. Provide and install commercial air cool evaporative coolers. This one, they're coming in at 4,950 for one air conditioner unit. Also, Southern Air, providing air conditioners for the Socorro Fire Station. One 3-ton, one 15-ton, and one 20 package units. They're quoting for the Socorro Fire Station 76,650. This will be replacing 4 additional units. We've already replaced 2 at that station. I'm gonna put you all on mute, just so you all don't. Just for you to unmute if you have questions, all right? Also, Southern Air for air conditioners at the San Elizario Fire Department at 1415 San Antonio. A total of 4 air conditioners. They're quoting $49,965. Also, Southern Air for air conditioner units at Clint Fire Department Station 1. Total of 4 units. They're coming in at $18,000. Also, Southern Air for Clint Fire Department Station 3. One 12-ton air conditioner package unit coming in at $17,150. Also, Southern Air for Fabens Fire Department 6010 T Smith for one 4-ton split system unit coming in at $6,675. Also, Southern Air for the district office for the additional package units that we have at the other buildings here, coming at $33,000. We received one from Alpha Paving, 2 from Alpha Paving. One for the 11440 North Loop relocation to seal and cover the asphalt for $6,940 with 22 cents. Alpha Paving also for 16001 Socorro Road to seal and fill the cracks on the district office at $17,000. And then we have the company Train. They also bidded on all the air conditioner units. So here we go. This is bid 2020-0102. This is for the project at West Valley, 3 RTU replacements. Train itself came in at $29,097.84. West Valley, an evaporative cooling system for the Station 2. They came in at $5,292. Again, train, Socorro Fire Department to replace the units at Socorro. They came in at $77,647 or 35 cents. Again, train, this is for San Elizario Fire Department. They came in at $52,122 with 22 cents. Train also for Clint Station 1. They came in at $22,332 with 26 cents. Clint Station 3, also from train. They came in at $18,489 with 48 cents. Also trained for the Fabens Fire Department. They came in at $12,128 with 74 cents. Also trained for the district office. They came in at $31,006.18. Commissioners, I do believe those are all the bids that came in. Any questions? You'll have to unmute yourselves.
No questions.
No questions here.
Chief, I just,
Can I have a motion to allow the myself and my staff to review all these and present them at a next special meeting, which we will discuss at the end of the meeting?
Chief, I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at some of the construction specifications and stuff, like in
Okay.
order for one over at West Valley.
Okay.
I know that you've got everything on there. I mean, sonotubes and everything. Are you gonna have a lab that's gonna be testing? Did you ask for that? Compaction, slump test, and the water, the densities and concrete test.
I believe those were done originally when all the facilities started, but we did not, since there's no building going on top of it. It's just a concrete slab. But we could ask for it to see if the price changes.
If you could, especially on the concrete, because it's a 6-inch slab, and if they do any removal of any dirt or anything like that, that's going to disturb the bottom part of it. And I would think it would be better for us instead of letting it crack. I know you're doing 15-foot expansion joints and sections of the concrete, but 6 inches by 6-inch thick, I mean 4,500 PSI, I think it'd be best in our best interest.
Okay. We will look into that and we will talk about it at the next meeting.
10-4. That's the only thing I came up with. Thank you, Chief.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Barnes. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
Motion carries. Commissioner Avalos was not present. Item number 9, discuss and take action on payment of service contract providers fees will be granted if they meet the contract requirements. Commissioners, I was told yesterday that one of the departments was already paid, but we will go over it because he did submit ahead of time of everybody. And we can address that here in a little bit. So we have Clint Fire Department submitting their paperwork. The only thing that they are lacking is that from the time that they signed the contract, as per the agreement that we had done, they only did 79% of the calls. So for every item that they didn't meet of the 5 things, they would lose $2,000. Okay? Everything else was submitted.
10-4.
What was the, Chief, what was the target percentage?
90.
Okay.
And that was only from the time the contract was signed till now. Okay? Fabian's
Chief,
Fire.
I have a question. So we'll be deducting 2,000 for Clint?
We'll discuss that with the board right now. I'm
Okay,
gonna read them all.
okay.
Fabian's Fire Department is all entered. They did meet all their requirements and they completed. Let me tell you, because I give thanks to all the chiefs and then Angie, because she went over them all. Fabian's ran 93% of their calls. Montana Vista Fire Department also at 100%. And they ran, look at the paperwork. They did submit all their paperwork for all their training that they've tried to accomplish. We did approve for them to go to some online trainings. They ran 100% of the calls.
Wow. Nice.
We have San Elizario Fire Department also happy to announce that they're at 100%. They did turn in all their paperwork. They are all up to date with Texfers as of now because we helped them out. No damage to the fleet, their roster. They submitted everything. However, all departments are having the same issues. Some of them were not able to get training because of COVID. So I'm going to recommend that we don't gig them on that for this year. And they ran 91% of the calls. Also, we have Socorro Fire Department. He did complete his 4 out of the 5 things. He did send an email that he will be completed this weekend. However, we could give approval if he does turn in for him to get his 10,000, because he does have technically till the end of September to enter his host testing word by word. But everything else was completed. Socorro ran 95% of the calls. We have West Valley. He did turn in everything. Like I said, he's the one department. However, he did have one damage. It's a minor damage. I'll leave that up to you because we really didn't detail what we would consider damage. They did have at fault. One of the drivers ran off the road and hit a sign and dented a couple of our roll-up doors. So that'll be up to you to decide, Commissioners. Any questions?
Chief,
Well,
Go ahead. Chief. Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead,
I would
Jackie.
say, well, we should just go ahead and wherever they were deficient, we should take away the $2,000 just to be fair to the guys that completed everything, all their runs, no at-fault accidents. So in fairness to all, we should stick to what we had offered. And
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read them one by one and tell you where they're, because Chief Adler did say in the letter that it was little to no damage. So I'm gonna let you all decide whether you want him to reimburse or just leave him with the 10,000 because he did get paid ahead of time. Is that okay with you all?
That's fine.
And Commissioner Avalos joined the meeting at 6:35 p.m.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I just got out of work, out of practice, and apologize about my tardiness.
not a problem.
I think Ms. Butler lost connection. She's trying to get back in. Are you there, Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You have two of them on.
I have two on, but I'm trying to see the documents off of my iPad and connect on my other computer. So sorry, I'm back now.
Okay. So you had a question before I proceed to read these?
No, I really just had a comment. I wanted to say that I think the reports are really helpful to see the status of all of the fire stations, and I really appreciate all the work that the chiefs put into it. I did notice some inconsistencies in terms of what was provided by each fire chief, and so I wanted to ask about that. Like, could we maybe for the next round try to make that more consistent?
Every chief was different, a little bit different. However, like I told my staff, these are the little hiccups that we're going to run into. We are going to provide them some guidance so that they all can submit the exact same documents. But overall, we went through it all and made sure that everybody was in the same page. As you can see, I can tell you that me knowing, because I came from West Valley, I know that every one of their firefighters is at that level of certification because that's the way they have them all. I had to go back and review every other department to ensure. So they did fix some of the little inconsistencies that they have with their departments. But I think we got over all those, and they did an outstanding job, to be honest with you. They put the effort. The chiefs were working diligently. And like I said, one of the chiefs called me this afternoon and wanted to talk to me. And I think this is the right time to discuss this, just so that you all know. One of the chiefs says, the new contract says that if we don't spend the money, we have to give it back to the district. So I do feel that it's unfair to them to get an additional $10,000 at the end of the fiscal year, and then for us to say, you got to spend it before October 1st. So I would like for us to say it should be a calendar year, so they have till December to exhaust the money after next year, so we can complete another full round of the monies. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Because right off the bat in October, we're going to give them $15,000 for next fiscal year, but they'll have till the following December to exhaust it, if you would. But this year, they really couldn't spend it on their staff. And it makes sense. I don't want to punish them for something that happened during COVID, and I don't think we should.
Can we give them the option to roll this money over this year to next year because of COVID?
Yes. Yes.
I was about to say the same thing. I think it would make sense to waive that for this year and just let them roll it over.
One of the chiefs called me, and I am very, very excited the way he talked. He's like, I don't want to be that guy that just goes and spends money like crazy because we have to spend it. I'd rather wait, and if you give me the opportunity to do it right, because it's not right for us to go spend money like this. So right. It makes sense.
I think that if they have a good spend plan that takes them past the next year, maybe the board can approve to extend that to, again, so they can be good, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Stewards of the money.
Good stewards of the money, right?
So if you want, commissioners, of me thinking if we're going to give them till December of every year, in other words, the calendar year, what do you think if their first $15,000 is paid on January 1st? And that way they have till December, because they'll get the second $10,000 if they complete all their items in September to spend $25,000. Does it make sense?
I think, you know, as we go, we can adjust as needed, but for now, I think that makes sense. But, you know, yeah. we're still in the midst of COVID. It hasn't gone away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Instead of giving them $15,000 on October 1st, we give it to them on January 1st. And that's the first, the beginning of the new cycle to make it go one calendar year. So January 1st till December 31st, they'll have time to spend $25,000. Does it make, I think that makes a little bit more sense.
Perfect sense.
And then I would like also to keep their contract the same for this next year, because I think they did an awesome job and they're trying harder. So give it a couple more years so that we get them all up to par the 5 things that we send them for this year, and we'll go from there, see how it looks next year. Questions?
Okay.
West Valley Fire Department, again, they did submit everything. They did have one minor damage at fault. What do y'all want to do, commissioners?
What if another department got 89% instead of 90? Will we let it go?
I'm bringing it up to you, Commissioner.
Yeah.
Chief, I know this is our first year doing this, and I know we're trying to set an example, not set an example, but set a perimeter of things that they need to do, guidelines. Now, I know it's the first year. Would it be too lenient? I know you want to, it'd be $2,000. Would it be fair if we did the half and say it's $1,000? I don't know.
And commissioners, I'll be the first to admit right now, this is the first time that we are doing this, and it's a learning. We didn't detail what a damage would be. I also don't want the chiefs and the volunteers to think that if they do a scratch while they're driving to a call, that they're going to be penalized. But we have to detail, and this is where I'm going to detail it, at fault. If you run off the road and you hit a sign, you're at fault. If you crash into a car and you're the one that caused it, you're at fault. So I would say this year, let them go with it. And next year, yeah, they're going to know what at fault means. We want to protect our fleet. We want to ensure that these drivers are paying attention. They're going to hold their departments accountable. Now, one of the things that I had one of the chiefs was like, all right, chief, so answer me this. And I said, all right, what if your staff crashes the vehicle? Does that hurt me? I was like, no, because my staff gets written up if they're at fault and ultimately up to termination for wrecking the vehicle. That's why we're doing this, because we don't control your staff. I was like, all right, good point. So, West Valley commissioners?
I mean, I think maybe we should be more specific in terms of what triggers that that penalty. So damages above a certain dollar amount. I don't know.
I don't want to put a dollar in them, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to use the West Valley truck because I know exactly. They send me pictures. The door is slightly dented on the roll-up door. That roll-up door could be $2,000. So if we say $500, that's already a $2,000 door. That's why I said if you're at fault. That's why we're using the word at fault.
So
if you're causing the damage for negligence, then you should lose some of that money. All we want is for everybody to pay more attention.
So at the beginning, that was said at fault, correct?
At fault. But we didn't stipulate, okay, did you scratch it going into a house that had a bunch of trees? Or, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we didn't stipulate this. With this new one, I will stipulate at fault, meaning you ran off the road, hit a sign, you hit a vehicle, something that causes because you were negligent to pay attention to. Now, a scratch, I'm not going to gig you for a scratch. Scratches happen. And then also our maintenance department is going to be doing inspections on our vehicles at the beginning of the fiscal year, so we don't run into this problem. Because of course there's going to be people that don't notify us when there's damages to the fleet, but that's our job to make sure that our fleet is at 100%.
How many damages do we have, Chief? I know you said we've got West Valley. I saw right now also Socorro, it said something as far as scratches to a vehicle, sustained minor damages to mid passenger door.
What's that?
The second page under Socorro Fire Department.
Okay.
It says 2020 pumper 701 sustained minor damages to rear view mirror on passenger side, not at fault incident. Accident.
They were not at fault for that. Somebody backed up while they were driving down the road. That's not their fault.
Okay. Perfect.
Like Montana Vista, somebody T-boned them while they were going on the call. That's not their fault.
That's not their fault. So the only one that has damages this year is
West Valley.
West Valley.
Right.
Commissioner Santana, what do you guys do with the, I mean, all the personnel that West Valley has is City of El Paso. I don't know. Yes.
Well, they are volunteers, and like Chief said, his staff, if they get into an accident, they get written up. But volunteers, it's a different story.
Right.
I kind of appreciate what the Chief said. One of them, they have a minor accident or not negligence, struck a tree, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be something, I don't know. It could be used against them, or it's a punishment, which, like I said, I don't like using that word. I don't know. If we say it's okay with them this year, it's okay for everybody, though. Every department.
Now,
Like I said, I'm very proud from all departments. They are actually submitted packets. Like Ms. Butler said, they were all different, but they took the time to make these packets. They submitted these packets, and for the amount of damage, and that's why I don't want to put a dollar amount. This would be the learning one. This is your, I guess, your first slap in the wrist and say, don't do it again. And then next year we'll hold you accountable for it.
I'm okay with that approach. I think that it's gonna be hard to delineate what is a minor at fault or a major at fault, right? And so maybe I think you're gonna have to work to spell that out more clearly and maybe do like a class 1 or class 2 or something to make it clearer and maybe make that an amendment to the contract.
yes, correct. I'm in agreement with that, Ms. Butler.
So West Valley, leave it at 10,000?
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But then are we gonna kind of waive the requirement for the one that didn't meet the 90% of
Good.
calls?
I mean, he was close. They were close.
79%?
I mean, from the time that we started, and this is, as a matter of fact, Chief Cordero just texted me. He asked the exact same thing. Where are we going to stand if you're going to let West Valley slide?
Yeah, exactly. I say we let one go, we let all of them go.
Yeah.
Like I said, this could be your one.
And I do respect. I mean, they did everything almost. Everybody worked hard. And that's what our ultimate goal was, just that. So
I see the changes. I see the changes. They're starting to see the changes. They're starting to understand that we are trying to become more of a working together. So I could see that what we have been doing has been working slowly, but it's been working, and we're getting there.
So this is the grace period, right?
This is your first get out of jail free card. This is the learning, if you would. But at least now we know that we read it and we are following the footsteps of what we detailed in the contract, and you're gonna abide by it. Does it make sense?
And how often are we supposed to be getting these reports? Is it only every at the end of the fiscal year?
At the end of the fiscal year.
What happens if we get it also at the middle, Chief? I mean, see where they're at when we give them the first 15,000, more or less. I mean, or maybe at the mid year, I guess. Maybe like, let's say May.
It could, but it won't add up. If do I make sense? Because if you ask for a report to see how they're standing, and today they're standing at 70%, but then they really put the effort to go the second half of the year and run all the calls, and they go over the 90. You know what I mean? You can kind of slack it off the first half of the year and then get going on the second half.
Chief, you know, I'm looking at each and every one of these reports. I mean, I'm looking at the call volumes and stuff. I mean, you know, has Chief Cordero, you know, why is he at 79%? I guess that's my question right there. I know he's not around, but
Chief Cordero's listening, so if you want to call in, Chief, I gave the number.
Yeah. If you can text, you could call in.
That's right.
So I've just been listening, trying to catch up because obviously I came in late to the meeting. But the only thing I would say is that if we're going to have this grace period, that's fine. But we can't have another conversation about a grace period after this, because then if that's the case, then the whole issue with the contract and the volunteers getting an attorney and us spending more money on an attorney, then it was for nothing, right? So I guarantee that there should be a grace period, but we can't like go back and say, hey guys, here's another grace period because somebody almost got there, but you know, so, okay, grace period, great, but this is the last one. Everybody knows what's expected now. Everybody understands what's expected, and we move forward from this point. I also agree with Commissioner, I don't know if it was Commissioner Butler or Diaz who said, I would like to have a report 6 months in. I know you didn't like the idea, Roger, but I want to. I want to know where they're at.
No, we can.
Because
Go ahead.
I think it's the pertinent thing for us to do to know, okay, so if the contract was really this big of an issue, the way it got blown up, then we need to be focusing on the contract and making sure that both parties, both us as the ESD and the volunteers, are adhering to the contract and supporting each other on it. And so I would like to get a 6-month update to see where they're at. So in case they are lagging in something, it can be brought to their attention to let those departments know, hey, look, we run your numbers, you're lacking here. And if it doesn't pick up in 6 months, know that you're not going to get the next $10,000 or whatever amount it is. I think it also helps the volunteers because they're volunteers, right? This is not their job. They're volunteering their time to do this. I'm sure things get very busy at those fire departments and they may not have the opportunity to keep up the way we would like them to because they are responding to calls or they're in trainings. So I think having this 6-month update helps them, lets them know where they are to make sure that by the time the 12 months comes in, they can receive those funds. That's what I'm thinking on this end.
I've got Chief Cordero on the line. Go ahead, Chief. Chief Cordero.
I think you're on mute.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Did you guys have any questions? I know Mr. Commissioner Diaz had a question.
yes, sir, I sure did. Can you explain and elaborate a little bit, you know, what happened? I mean,
And it's what had happened is, or what is going on is, it's like I told you guys last time. I don't have the medics that the other departments do. We are literally down to 4 medics, and one of my medics right now is taking her advance, and so she's really not participating in running calls because she's tied up with class and work. So we're down to 3 medics, and that's basically why some of these calls are not getting answered, because the medics that I have, sometimes I have to spread them out, and even sometimes I run them rugged, and they'll run 4 shifts during the month just to keep up with the call volume. And sometimes when they're on shift, there's no calls that come out.
have you, how are you doing with your people, Chief? Have you finally gotten a assistant chief to help you out? I know you're busy with the police department, but you know, like they say, surround yourself with good people to help.
Yeah, and as far as that, it's like I was speaking to Roger earlier today that I went to the district office, is by law, by requirements of, or by law of the district, I don't have a personnel that has both. There's two people, but obviously as like I told him, as a person, you have to understand that you're going to put somebody there to help you out. And at that point, do I see these people at that point? Not really. So I wouldn't want to put somebody there and then having for me to do the job all over again. And that's what I was explaining to Roger.
Hey,
So
Chief.
like I said, go ahead.
Chief, I understand that, but if you don't give them an opportunity, you're never gonna give them a chance to prove themselves. I just think that if you give somebody an opportunity, I mean, you've got to be fair, especially when you're not there, sir. If you have somebody that's there when you're not there to hold people accountable and help you direct the fire department, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Oh no, absolutely, sir. I mean, I'm not gonna argue that. I mean, is the help needed? Absolutely. Now, do I have, like I said, the personnel to put somebody there? I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't. The person that I do want to put there is not qualified to the standards that I needed because of the district policies. And that's where that's where I'm at. But I mean, even at that, I mean, how many times have I slacked intern and paperwork? You know what I mean? So, and that's what I was telling you. I'm not because of my job or whatever, full-time job. I still put in my time, even without my administrator now. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I mean, it's one of those things that, I don't. Is there gonna be one? I mean, who knows? Who knows if I'm gonna be the chief this year? I really don't know. You know what I mean? But if I am, I have plans to move forward to get myself officers. I mean, you guys know it as much as I know it. I took over when Chief Diggle was kicked out, and I kind of came in half term. So you guys know what I mean. So, but I understand where you guys are coming from.
I'm looking at your calls, Chief, and this is for the month of August. 42 medical. You got 1 alarm, 6 assistants, 6 brush fires, 3 car fires, 4 leaks, MVA 8, structure 0, for a total of 70.
I think Chief, you're reminding us that you came in during kind of a tumultuous time for the station, and so from my perspective, I think we need to figure out how we can help you, right, Roger? Like, what can the district do to support you to make sure that call volume percentage gets to where it needs to be?
No, and I understand where you guys are coming from. Absolutely, you know what I mean. I mean, it's like I've always told you guys, running calls during the day is different from running calls at night. Most of my calls come out during the night or during the peak hours of the day, as far as like before 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, I'm not here to making up any excuses of, why I'm not running calls. Honestly, like I said, that's my biggest thing. If I were to have 13 medics and have each medic for each day of the week, that'd be perfect. I mean, but obviously, like I said, some of these guys come in, they're like, oh, you guys are taking applications. At the end of the day, they're like, oh, it's volunteer, and they walk out the door. I mean, I'm pretty sure every other chief has had that incident, and I can't go out there. I do recruiting, but like I said, some of these guys, come in, do a couple months, and then they leave. And it goes back to the same thing is, I think that as a taxpayer, right, I'm not going to invest in somebody that's going to be there for 3 months, not finish their class, and then, leave us without no medics. Because it's happened in the past where you invest in somebody, they become EMTs or AMRs, and then 2 months on the road, they walk out the door, and then you're back to square one. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, Chief. I mean, if there's something that, like Ms. Butler said, if there's something we can do, I mean, I mean, and that's why I keep asking you if there's somebody that can help you. I mean, you need to work with them and teach them, Chief. I mean, you've surrounded yourself with good people. You're a smart chief. You're a smart gentleman, and I respect you, and I want you to succeed. I really do. And if there's anything that we can do on our side, let us help you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I mean, and Roger knows it. Roger knows that I'm the first chief to call him up and be like, hey man, you're requesting this, I can't do it, and like I said, I've never doubted the help from you guys. Like I said, it's at this point that, I'm kind of held back as far as, the people that I want to put there. Now the people that are there, I mean, it's a very thin line, and like I said, I interact with these people day in, day out. I know their capabilities. I know how they handle different situations, simple tasks that I've given them to put them to the test, and yet a simple task cannot be done. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, and it working as management for your company, that it kind of it's and on the sad side when you have to go back and redo what you had assigned somebody to do, because now you're basically at square one again. You know what I mean? And as much as I try and as much as I, try to educate them, those persons, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, what about getting the people that you believe in and feel that can do the job, get them the certifications they require?
And you know what, ma'am? Good question. Good thing that you asked that. Is that, those people have gone through the AMR class, but then this COVID thing happened. Their testing got pushed back, so we're still in the process of getting them tested. But like I said, I mean, since all this COVID stuff happened, they're waiting for them to be tested. You know what I mean?
But you're working on it. They're working on it.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
That's good.
Any other questions, commissioners?
None.
If we're done with Chief Cordero, Chief, I want to give you the happy birthday that you took the time to be in this meeting for your department, and it's his birthday. So
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Chief, we're gonna disconnect from Chief Cordero.
Thank you, Chief.
Commissioner, so again, we're going over these contracts. Like I said, you want to go with this is your freebie, or would you like to back and reconsider?
I'm a softie, and now that I know it's Chief Cordero's birthday, I feel really bad.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I'm for this year being the grace period, but I think Commissioner Avalos is right. There's no more leeway for the next round. This is the last kind of warning, and I think the whole purpose of this is accountability. So we need to make sure that they're being accountable and we're being accountable for the contract. So.
Commissioners, I was thinking of just let me add something to this. I was thinking of what Commissioner Avalos and Commissioner Butler said about getting a secondary report, like at midpoint. That would also take for us to amend the contract to say that. Now, are you going to want to say from October to? So the first 15,000 will be in February.
I thought you said January.
Well, it's because we're about to change it. So it would be January, and then the second report would have to be in June, because that's that would be the midpoint.
That would be the midpoint. That's why I told you. That's why I said either May or June, the end of May or the beginning of June, have that report come into us. And at that point in time, if they have any deficiencies, you have the time to be able to discuss it with them where they're lacking, and they can start correcting them in the next 6 months.
This complicates a little bit here of what we were thinking of doing, the 15,000 in January and then 10,000 in the September, so they have time to spend it by December. But now that you want to report at the midpoint, so that would mean that we have to coordinate the first part, which right now we're getting the end. So that means that
Chief, sorry to interrupt. I wasn't meaning that we need a report before we disperse the first payment. I mean, I think we're approving that now with this report, right?
no,
So
this one's already done. This one's already done. What I'm
Yeah.
saying- So next year, you want me to give them the 15,000 in October, get a report by January or February, and then another one at the end of the fiscal year.
No, Chief. You just said right now you were gonna give out the money in January, correct? Is that what you
Yes.
said?
Yes, because
Okay.
we were gonna do, so we give them the money in January, so we want mid-report in June,
Yes,
just to see how the numbers look.
yes.
Okay, and then we're gonna want another report in September, so they can
September.
get September, and they have till December to spend the money.
That is correct.
All right.
But we are gonna disperse that second 10, the last of the 10,000 for October, correct?
We approve it, no, we have to pay it in September, this fiscal year.
You have to pay it now, commissioners, in September because the fiscal year ends end of September. So we need to pay them out. Essentially, you need to approve it today for payment.
And that's on their contract.
I think the point of the whole report early was, one, so that the departments are aware of where they are lacking in order to meet the threshold that we have set in order for them to receive funds, so that there isn't the discussion we're having today about, well, if that station, then my station should too. And the second thing too is to allow us as commissioners to see which of those departments are doing well and where they're doing well. So for example, we just had this whole conversation with Chief Cordero about Clint, right? And those are things that we should have known collectively as a group months back, right? There was some of us who knew because, we're here in the Lower Valley, or we called, or for whatever reason, there was a few that knew that those issues were happening in Clint. But if all 5 of us don't know, and if, then it's hard for us to make a decision together because some of us are out of the loop or don't know. So I think it stands for those 2 purposes, Chief. One is for them, so they know what they need to do to get their 10,000. And 2 is for us, so that we know collectively what's happening at the fire departments. So if we need to move it up, the report, then move it up. And it shouldn't affect the 15,000. They're going to get the 15,000. That's not an issue. The whole point of this is to let them know, hey, if you're thinking you're going to receive the other 10, then this needs to happen by such date. I
Okay,
think
now-
that's the
now-
point of it, Chief.
Now I understand. So the 15,000 has absolutely nothing to do with the first report. That's why I was trying to see,
Right.
trying to coordinate if you were gonna hold the 15,000 as part of that first report. So
No, sir.
the first report and the second report are part of the same. Just to give you a heads up, you're lacking it, you're not meeting the 90% of your calls, you need to step it up.
That's correct.
All right, got it.
Basically, you're gonna need 2 reports, one after the 15,000 and one before we give them the 10.
All right.
Yes,
Commissioners,
correct.
item number 9, discuss and take action on the payment of service contract providers' fees will be granted if they meet the contract requirements. Today, you're all going to take a vote to amend the contract that we currently have to allow them this year as a grace period. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 10, discuss and take action on all expenditures exceeding $2,000 We have two commissioners CNR refueling. We did purchase fuel for the pump station that we have here at the district office, and it went over $25.65 over the 2,000. And then we have Target Solutions, which is the one for the paid staff, for them to get continued education to be able to renew their firefighter's license. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss and take action on approving the purchase of a Kaiser Force machine for Fabens Fire Department. Commissioners, this is for next year's special projects. Like I said earlier, we don't want to be procrastinating, so our purchasing staff has already done the diligent work to get the quotes. And we have one from Safety USA for $3,550. We have another one from Daco Fire for the Kaiser Force machine for $2,580. And then we have another one from Kaiser company themselves for a total of $3,136.28. The lowest bid for this would be Daco Fire at $2,580. Do I have permission to get this ordered for next fiscal year? None of these purchases will be done till after October 1st, just so you all know. Do I have a motion?
If it's in the budget, chief, and we're following all protocols with regards to bids, then I motion to approve.
Just want to let you know, board, we budgeted for the Kaiser Force machine and the training prop together. And then that was a total of $6,047.
So that'll be because we had to get separate quotes for everything because not everybody sells the same equipment. So
Okay, then motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Avalos, second by Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos. Commissioner Avalos?
Aye, sorry, my bad. Had the mute on, my fault.
That's all right. Motion carries. Item number 12, discuss and take action on approving the purchase of a window training prop for the Fabens Fire Department Special Projects 2020-2021. Again, the one that they requested is coming in from Daco at $2,778. And then we have another one from Firehouse Fabricators. It's coming in at $3,430. And then we have another quote from Vent Enter Search at $530, but that's not the prop that they were looking for. So the actual prop that they were looking for is out of Firehouse Fabricator at $3,430, and also Daco comes in at $2,778.
Chief, is this a prop that can be borrowed or used from another fire station?
It is.
Okay, so can we look to that first before we make the expenditure on this? And then my second question would be, I obviously want. Sorry?
I was going to say the district does not own this prop as of right now.
Okay, and then if there's no room, just because in comparison to some of the other firehouses, Fabens has a smaller property, will they be able to train at the ESD if needed, or do they have enough room at the fire station to do this?
No, there'll be. It's a small window prop that can be placed in a lot of different locations, but we also own 4 different burn buildings, so they can go to any of them. And of course, the nearest one is Socorro or Clint to them and use that window prop there.
Okay. So
Also,
this is something we don't have. It would be something we would need to purchase for them.
right. So the total came in at Firehouse Fabricators, because I'm looking at it now. It comes with different little attachments, $34.30, and then Daco comes in at about $100,
$35.34.
about $100 more.
It goes 3,534.
So Firehouse Fabricators would be the winner for this one. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Second. Yep.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos,
Aye.
motion carries. Item number 13, discuss and take action approving the purchase of 10 sets of search and rescue gear for Montana Vista. This is actually bunker gear, not search and rescue gear, bunker gear, for the Montana Vista Fire Department under special projects. Correction, this is for the special projects, search and rescue gear, 2020-2021. It is approved on the budget, and it comes in from, first quote comes from Rescue Source, coming in at $21,555.50. The next one comes in from AHS Rescue, coming in at $18,201. And those are the only 2 quotes that were submitted. Oh no, CMC. CMC came in at, correction. There is a correction. Hold on, let me see what. Oh, actually, the first quote came in from Caldwell Inc. Rescue Source coming in at $24,230. And then the second quote came in at $21,555. And the third quote came in at $18,201. Commissioners, on this one, I'd like approval to go with the lowest bidder. However, I would like to confer with my purchasing to make sure that this is the correct products once we confirm.
And for this
And,
item,
Chief.
commissioners, we budgeted the total of $22,000 for next.
Thank you, Money. So my only question was, this is gear that is not owned by the ESD right now. This needs to be purchased.
This is equipment we do own, but it's issued to individuals that are doing search and rescue, and so this is additional for Montana Vista.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like I said, will be approval to purchase once we figure out that this is all the equipment and who really got the lowest bidder, because it's so much equipment that we have to review that I want to make sure that I review it along with my purchasing staff.
Okay. So should we put it on the next agenda meeting then, on the next meeting? That way you have time to do that.
I would like the motion, Commissioners, if you all feel comfortable with it, to say approve Chief Esparza to make a purchase from any of those 3 vendors, whoever is providing the actual correct equipment, and it's within budget. And you all have copies of it.
Do you know if Chief Glidden has any preference in terms of?
Everything should be the same, Commissioners. Everything should be the same because I'm looking at it. However, I want to double check all the equipment to make sure that it's the right one, because it's too many line items.
Hey, Chief, did you look under AHS on that last one? Where it says instructions note? It goes number 1, and then on number 5, it says shipping to be determined.
Yes, that's why I want to make sure that if there's any additional costs, they should have been encompassed when they did the quote.
That is correct, because it's at 18,201, but that right there is leaving it open, sir.
So we do have 3 quotes. I would like permission to review the 3 quotes, and one of them will be awarded. It'll either be Rescue Source, Caldwell Inc., DBA Rescue Source, CMC, or ahsrescue.com.
Chief, I'll make a motion with you going ahead and checking on it, and permission granted to purchase the best one that'll be the best one for us.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 14, discuss and take action on providing the purchase of PPE dryer for the Fabens Fire Department Special Projects 2020-2021. Commissioners, we do have 3 quotes, one from Tecton Steel out of El Paso, comes in at $3,275. The next one is out of JTech, firesafetyusa.com, and it's coming in at $3,695. The next one's Williams Direct Dryers, coming in at $3,495. Do I have a motion to approve purchase from Tecton Steel?
Give me a second, Chief. Are you sure this was budgeted for next year?
I believe so.
I don't have it on the special project sheet.
We don't?
No, I only see the Kaiser sled and window prop and the station for roof.
Let's postpone it till next meeting then.
Yeah, let's double check on that because I don't see it on my sheet here.
Motion to remove item number 14, Commissioners?
Motion to remove.
Second.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 15, discuss and take action on the HDL commission invoice for amount of $73,202. This was submitted by Mariana. This is the commission for the tax, used to be tax assurance, correct, Mariana?
Yes. And there is a correction, commissioners. It's the total of $73,502, which was budgeted, but we are over in the amount of $3,880 with 52 cents, which I would be using that from legal fees to cover. These
3,000 what?
3,880 with 52. Give me a second. It's gonna be a correction. I did send you all a separate email. Did you receive that? Since it's some information we cannot share, it should be on your email, and it'll give you a breakdown of what Paula provided to us, which is 3 additional pages. So just want to correct something. The total is $73,502. 69,121 with 48 will come out of the commission fees section in the expense account on the tax collection area, and the balance of 4,380 with 52 will come out of legal fees. And this is on the second page. So you'll see the invoices on the first page. The second page gives you the commission invoice listing. It gives you 3 companies, and it gives you the breakdown of each company. So basically, if you see the invoice, the first description is the sales tax service, which is the quarterly invoice that they always charge us, which is $1,500. And then they're charging us the sales tax fee commissions for June, July, and August, which is a total of $72,000 with $2. Any questions, commissioners?
No.
No.
Negative.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Who was the second?
Diaz.
We have a motion by Commissioner Santana, second Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 16, discuss and take action on the 3% cost of living increase for district employees effective October 1st. Commissioner, this was a budgeted item. Any questions?
Negative.
Motion.
Second.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 17, discuss and take action on the commissioner's fees. Commissioners, it's the end of the fiscal year and you are supposed to collect some fees.
Can I make?
I attached the Excel format on your Dropbox. You can view it individually for yourself. This is everything that I have on record, which is if you attended a meeting, if you signed a check for me, the safety conference. But remember, I don't have what I don't know if you went to visit a fire department, if you had a meeting with chief that I was not involved in. So I need you all to submit that as soon as possible so I can send out payment for you. As last year, we approved not to exceed the 5,000. Okay?
Okay. Commissioners, I'd like to say something on this. As we discussed payment last year by our legal counsel, we were told that we could get $7,000. And we decided it was real quick that we went from 3,000 to 5,000. And I guess my question, if we went from that 5 to that 7,000, Chief, would that hinder our budget? And Mariana?
Well, we only budgeted 5,000 for each.
Okay, Mariana,
So
but under the contract, there's $7,000. I mean, would it be a problem? That's my question.
Well, you would have to make a budget amendment to cover for the additional 2,000 that each commissioner is missing.
Okay.
Commissioner, what you're saying, let me rephrase that just so we all are on the same page. If under 775 of the Texas Health and Safety Code, it says the commissioners are eligible for up to 7,000, not under a contract, because you're not under a contract.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you would have to basically add another agenda item to change that because you all approved last year to not exceed the 5,000. So if you want to change it, we would have to add another agenda, change it to 7,000, and then get the approval to do the budget amendment and find those extra 2,000 per commissioner.
Okay, I don't know how everybody feels about it.
That would be 10,000 to allocate from another expense account.
I did run this by legal. I'm looking to see if he sent me a response, and he has not. If you want to give me a minute, I can call him up to see if, or you want to deliberate for a minute and go from there.
We still have to make this another agenda item for another meeting, right?
I can ask him because it does say discuss and take action on commissioner's fees. So, I mean, realistically, it doesn't say what are the commissioner's fees. Unless you want to give the public more time to deliberate, you will be amending the budget.
Chief, can you check in with legal and see what he says?
Yes. Let
And
me,
actually, if I'm reviewing it, last year, this agenda item was in October. So by the time we did the budget, we had only budgeted the 15. So by the time we approved to not exceed 5,000, we're still gonna have to make a budget amendment as I'm looking at it right now. Because I budgeted 15, which was approved in the month of August, and we didn't look into this until the month of October. So we're still gonna have to make a budget amendment to cover for the balance for each commissioner at 5,000. So if you do decide to go up to the 7,000, then it's still gonna have to be a budget amendment regardless.
Regardless of it?
Yes,
Mariana?
it's gonna be a higher amount.
Okay. Well, I don't know how you guys feel about it. Mr. Avalos, Mr. Barnes, Mr. Santana, Ms. Butler. I mean,
I agree with you, Mike. If we can do it, we can amend the budget.
So you'd wanna go to the 7,000,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Right.
Commissioners, can we postpone this till, skip it for now and then go to the next items? He's gonna check one more thing right now. One of the questions that I had for legal is if 77, chapter 775 says that a commissioner is eligible for up to 7,000. So if you have attended the meetings, you have conducted district business, is that a motion of a board member of the board to allow up to 7,000, or by law do we have to pay you 7,000, up to 7,000? So he's going to review that right quick, and then come here back.
Okay.
see, on
'Cause I
that,
think you guys did a cap. That's what it was last year. You guys decided, right?
But
I
the
think it was, yeah.
The question that I had for him right now is, just so that we're clear, is this something that the board has to take action? Or does the law supersede this? Because if it says up to 7,000 and you all put the time and effort into the district, you
Then you-
could literally submit for 7,000.
Okay.
So that's what he's gonna verify right now, or is this a board action that has to happen?
you know, Chief, Mike, can I just say one last thing on this? I mean, I don't know, this has probably been going on. We were behind and we just caught up. We're just trying to catch up. Now, what happens if next year or the year after it goes up from 7,000 to 9,000 or 10,000? At that point in time, we'll be at the 5,000. And are we gonna go up to the 7,000, the 8,000, or are we gonna go all the way up to the 10,000? You know, that's something to consider also. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what the state is thinking, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's the only reason I brought it up, but go ahead, we can skip it for right now till we get called back.
Do I have a motion to skip it?
Motion to skip.
Second? Second?
Second.
Now, are we skipping this till next meeting or?
No, we're coming back to it
So
before the end
Ken
of the meeting.
comes back.
All right, item number 18, discuss and take action on the equipment for Rescue 502 of the Montana Fire Department. Commissioners, as you know, we purchased one truck this year, the one that was totaled via T-Bone. There is a quote there from Alamo Auto Supply for a total of $8,239.49. They are a Region 19 buy board provider, plus they're the biggest outfit for supplies, so they're actually the cheapest also. So we only got one quote.
And that's for the Tahoe and the Silverado, or just for one?
No, they gave us the worst case scenario. So right now is $8,239.49, but it could be a little cheaper depending on the model of truck. That's why it says this will fit both Tahoe and Silverado and Suburban. That's why it's like that.
Okay, so this is for either or, but that's per unit.
Per unit.
Okay. I make a motion to approve it. I mean, unless somebody like to discuss something else on this.
No, sir. Second.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 19, discuss and take action on credit cards for all department chiefs and ESD2 staff. Commissioners, as you saw in my report, we have been working with all the staff to get all the chiefs. All this new credit cards have been did arrive. They've been issued out. We are going to be collecting the old credit cards so that we can give Mariana time to close out all those accounts and close out the year before our audit begins. However, I would like to get credit cards for a couple of other staff members since they are going to be taking on other roles. So I'd like to get a credit card for, of course, Eddie Gallegos out of purchasing, Cecilia Friday out of purchasing also, Rosie Edwards out of maintenance, and she'll be getting all the registrations for the vehicles, and also Angie Hernandez, which will be handling all the bookings of flights and hotel. This will be able to allow my staff to be held accountable for the purchases and the routine day-to-day operations of the district. And along with all the chiefs that are already got credit cards because this was approved in a prior agenda.
I think this only makes sense.
Yep. I agree with that.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Santana. Do I have a second?
Did you say a credit limit for each?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't
Please.
discuss that. Wally and I have been talking about this. Sorry. Let me go back, Commissioners. On the credit card, Wally and I have been discussing. He did send me the policy for the county. I am reviewing it, and I'm going to merge a couple. That was a good discussion that we had there for a little bit. That what he does is he likes to take ideas from different departments and put them into one, what makes sense for us. So we will be putting out a procedure, guidelines for the chiefs to follow. Now, one of the talks that we did have was what is going to be the credit limit since we are absorbing almost everything here. As we begin this process, I don't want to hold the chiefs back on something they might need. So I'd like to say that right now, and I did talk to some of the chiefs already, for now the chief will have $1,000 credit limit and the assistant chief's $500 credit limit. That'll put each department roughly at about $2,000. Okay. We don't have the credit limit to exceed that because I did have to apply for a credit limit extension because we had individual accounts. Chase Bank is currently looking into it to give us the extension. That's why I need a limit to what they're going to be doing since the other staff will be absorbing most of the credit line that we have. We currently right now at the district level only have a $35,000 credit limit. I did apply for a $75,000 credit limit, then most of it is going to be now absorbed by the district. In total, each department had a $35,000 credit limit. So that's why Chase Bank is now looking into it to allow this. So right now, I would like to have the chiefs at 1,000. I don't know if you wanted to speak on this, Wally. I know you and I talked about this. Any comments?
No, just that, we shared some policy that we had here at the county. We reached out to other counties and municipalities to look for what are good strong internal controls in the policies. What I just talked to the chief about was just that the limits that he recommends setting for the chiefs and assistant chiefs, just give them the ability to do their standard monthly purchasing was all I suggested. So I think it's a good practice.
Commissioners, thoughts on the recommendation?
I'm in support of it.
So Commissioner Santana, I'm going to ask you again because you made a motion. Do you still want to leave that motion?
I was asking not only for the chiefs though. You're saying a $1,000 credit just for the chiefs, a $500 for their assistant chief, totaling
$2,000 per department.
Okay. What about for the staff?
For the staff, I have to allow more because they were going to be booking flights and hotels for all 7 departments. So I will have to, they'll go off the credit limit that's available to the district until we reach that amount, if it makes sense.
The $2K for all for each fire department staff.
Yes. The district staff should have the max available to the district as they are purchasing for all 7 departments. So I mean, they still have to get approval from the board of anything over 2,000. We still have to run it by me if they're going to exceed any amounts. So there's all the checks and balances available for us to maintain a good policy to purchase this.
Okay.
Make
Thank you.
sense? Commissioner Santana, do you still want to leave your motion?
Yes, sir.
Do I have a second?
I believe Mike Barnes had made a second on that one. I'm not sure if he did or didn't.
I
Commissioner
think
Barnes,
I was the one who made a second.
Oh,
second
okay.
by Commissioner Butler.
There you go.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let me contact legal because the next one is your adjournment. Give me 1 minute.
On another note, commissioners, I don't know if anybody's heard about Jennifer Phillips. We're trying to make some T-shirts to support her, and right now we're at $15 per shirt, and we're getting them designed right now. Angie's been helping me. Whoever is interested, if you want to join in, been trying to call her as many times. I know Angie's in constant contact with her on a daily basis, and my thoughts and prayers are out to her as she's fighting cancer. And just to let her know, she's in our thoughts and our prayers as always. And hopefully she'll be able to fight this and get over it. And we're trying to see if we can have those shirts by next month for cancer awareness. So you guys support it.
Put
Be
me
great.
down for 3 shirts. I'll give Mariana the sizes.
Okay, perfect. So,
Same here.
perfect.
I'm into
Me too.
Okay, perfect. I know Angie's listening to us right now. So Angie, will you make note of that, please?
Commissioners, I just got off the phone with legal. He says the item number 17 is good to go. He is sending me the verbiage of what you all need to say. Let me get my email.
My only thing with raising the fees that we're going to collect is to make sure that we're not taking away or hurting a fire department. As long as we're not encroaching on or taking away money that would benefit training or help them with equipment and material, then I'm fine with that. That's my only thing. As long as we're not taking away from them, then I'm good with it. That's my opinion on this matter.
Commissioners, just so you all know, we are at the end of the fiscal year. A lot of the training that we were supposed to attend this year did not happen. So there is plenty of money out there for all this to be accomplished. Again, it's going to be up to you. Let me just double check that I get my email so I can give you the correct verbiage.
Commissioner Avalos, that's why at the very end I put down that, will this hurt our budget in any way? So, I mean, I kind of cognizant on that as well.
We're gonna have to reallocate 20,000 from another expense account if you go to the 7,000 per commissioner. That's
Okay,
it.
that's due to from the 5,000, because you said it wasn't correct, so you were gonna have to already move some money.
Yes,
So-
initially we were gonna have to move money, but now we're gonna have to add an additional amount, which is a total of 20,000
Okay,
from a different item. Let's see. Trying to see what you all did amend the budget to use I believe it was $100,000 to move to medical supplies. As of right now that I know of, I don't know if Chief knows if he's planning on ordering medical supplies, but you have available $106,000. There's only been, since we moved, $3,397 in purchases.
Chief, that medical supply budget that Mariana's talking about, if we were to move the 20,000 over, does it affect the volunteers in any way? Does it affect their day-to-day in any way?
I'm sorry, Commissioner, I'm trying to read the emails and texts over here. Can you repeat
I
that?
don't think you're going to go through $106,000 in 2 weeks, Commissioner Avalos. You really aren't going to spend that much in medical supplies. And an average, I can give you Socorro Fire Department, how much they're spending so far. Let me pull that up right now. Give me a second. In this fiscal year, they've already spent 12,000, over 12,000 in the whole fiscal year. So that kind of gives you a picture of what Socorro has spent so far in medical supplies. We did budget higher for medical supplies because of the COVID, how it happened. We weren't sure what we were going to expect. So that's the reason why that item was budgeted so high. I can give you another example, medical supplies for West Valley. Currently, as of August, they've spent $7,738 for the whole fiscal year.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you,
Just
Mariana.
to give you a little insight on the background of it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, in that case, I motion to approve. I don't know how to word it.
Chief's gonna word it. Give him a second. I think he's trying to get the wording from Ken.
Mariana,
Yes.
if we're not gonna be paying out the full amount though, you still have to do the entire 35,000?
Yeah, we still have to do, so if you're, are you gonna, okay, so if you're doing the 5,000, that's 25,000, right? I only budgeted 15.
Right, but
You transfer 10. If you go up to the highest amount, which is the 7,000, that's a total of 35,000.
and this is for next year, right?
No, this is, if you're doing it, no, we're talking about now.
This year, yeah.
But for next year, I only budgeted, give me a second. I budgeted the 25K,
Okay.
which was 5,000 per commissioner. The only thing I'm just gonna need, if you all can review it, I can send it to everyone. And then whatever you have that I don't have, if you can send that to me. So like I said, it's any meetings that you might have had with Chief Esparza, that you went to a station with the chief, those types of things that I was not aware of.
Okay.
Commissioners, I just got off the phone. He is resending that right now because he said they realigned the law. So he's making sure that it's all good. Give me a few more minutes. All right, I'm back. So let me pull this one up. Commissioners, actually, when he's sending me the document, the new document right now, it says the amount should not exceed $7,200 per year.
Yeah.
And it's under 775.038 of the Texas Southern Safety Code. It now reads that it's $150 per day.
Not to exceed the 7,200 per year.
So I do have the document on hand. Which would you like to go, the 7,000 or the 7,200?
Any thoughts?
Just go the full amount. I mean, if that was the idea anyway.
So we would have to allocate the 21,000 from medical.
But not all of us are reaching that.
As of right now, well, I need
No.
everybody to submit everything so I can give a grand total.
Okay.
But there
Right,
is
but I'm
two-
saying either way.
There's two individuals that have already, which I believe Santana, I recorded 57 days at 150. That's 8,550. Commissioner Diaz, so far 58, the same. At, give me a second. Avalos, I've recorded 20 days. Butler, 21. Barnes, 26. But like I said, I'm missing days that I'm not aware of whether you attended something or you did something for the district.
Commissioner, I think the action still has to be that you want to increase the 7,200. That way, if one of you reaches that amount, it will go that. The only thing he sent me right now is a document that needs to be filled out in accordance to Chapter 775.038.
Okay.
Do I have a motion?
Motion
So
to
the motion
approve.
will be to increase. The motion will be to increase the commissioner fees to the $7,200 allowed by Chapter 775.038. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? Commissioner Barnes?
Unmute, Mr. Barnes.
I'm sorry about that. Aye.
And Commissioner Avalos?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 20, discussion approve the next meeting to take place on, Commissioners, after reviewing all these bids, I'd like to see if we can have a meeting Next Monday if possible. We'll post it tomorrow. Just to go over all the bids and award the bids. You all okay with that?
The
I'm good with it.
I'm sorry?
21st?
The 21st.
Okay.
I'm good with that date. At 6 p.m.
Yes, I mean, we're only gonna go over one item, so I don't know if you want to do it earlier or you want to start at 6, it doesn't matter to me.
Ms. Butler, Commissioner Butler.
Commissioner Avalos?
You're on mute, Ms. Butler.
I prefer, for just the sake of consistency, to keep it at 6 p.m. if that's okay with everybody.
Okay with.
I'm fine with that.
Do I have a motion for the 21st at 6 p.m.?
Motion.
Second.
Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
and Commissioner Barnes.
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos,
Aye.
motion carries. Adjournment at 7:57 p.m.
Good night, everyone. Stay
Good night.
safe.
We'll see you guys.
Bye.
Same time.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.